Hey guys, and welcome to an epic battle between Horny for Jesus, which is a rather interesting name there, of Clan XMT, up against Dylan2196 with the Vampire Coast versus the Greenskins. Now, I actually think this is a pretty solid matchup all round for Vampire Coast, but not because of this build necessarily. However, this build is freaking awesome, so I decided to cast it and showcase just the legendary strats here of the VP. So we have the standard stuff. Actually, let's pause the battle. Looks like there's an initial skirmish engagement on the far side. But up first, we have a lot of the standard stuff you would see in this matchup. In the skies, we have some Fellbats who are supporting deck dropper bombers. Now, Air Core is always good up against the Greenskins. You do have to be a little bit careful. Orc Araboys, as well as their skirmish cav, can deal with them, but having a few of these bad boys handy really helps out, and it forces your opponent to commit as well to those ranged troops. Now, normally the way VP play this, you have a couple of gunny rights on crabs, you go very defensive and try to drag your enemy through the dirt whilst bombing them from the skies. But as I said before, your opponent's gonna have to bring ranged troops to deal with your air core. So what do? You bomb rush them, and boy oh boy are we bomb rushing them in style. Its current year is leading the battle line with a load of depth guard. So depth guard dotted all the way along. We actually have 4 units of the badass vampire infantry, as well as 1 unit of zombie pirate gunny mob in that central core. We also have the Lamprey's Revenge, of course. I've spoken about them many a times before. One of the stickiest and annoying units in the entire game. However, someone who is not sticky or annoying is Aranessa's Salt Spite. It's probably a little bit sticky, actually, being out on sea so long, but still is pretty badass indeed. She's coming in with the Spearfisher's Net, as well as All Hands Ahoy and Manon's Luck. Alongside her is a Vampire Fleet Captain of Vampires of Invocation Heck, Raise Dead, and Gaze of Nagash, all very powerful abilities. And of course, Aranessa is not a caster, so you do have to put a little bit of funds into your heroes as well, which is a little bit unfortunate for them. Looks like on the left-hand side, we have some Scurvy Dogs, as well as on the right, and they're going to get into battle straight away. Now, for the Greenskin forces, they have a bucket ton of squigs, and I love everything about it. We have Night Goblin Squig Hoppers galore on this right-hand side, including Durkit's Squigs, the Regiment of Renown. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units of Squiggies going for a big fat flank overload. In the main battle line, it is a load of Night Goblins, as well as nasty Skulkers, dotted all the way along. It looks like we may actually have a full Gobbo build here. The Warlords boys in the center, as well as the 8-peak Loons, and it is just more nasty Skulkers on the flanks, more Goblins in the front, with Night Goblin Archers holding down the rear. So a bucket ton of Goblins galore, as well as the mighty Skarsnik leading the battle line, looking just absolutely ready and willing to be cunning, evil, and start poking some holes in some rotten flesh. He's coming in with the trickiest of all traps, fermented fungi, as well as the spite of the bad moon, and get back here. Really big fan of both builds. I mean, a depth guard rush versus a full goblin army. What more can the people demand? So the Greenskins will be advanced now. The archers are going to be pivotal here. They need to take down the bombers in the sky at the same time dealing with the depth guard, and that is a lot of depth guard. Now, of course, we do have some of those twirly whirlies of death in the form of the fanatics, but they're not as good as they once were, particularly if the depth guard can chew through the Night Goblins quick enough. They won't actually be able to activate them. You can see Night Goblin archers starting to pour on the fire pretty thick, though the archers are the focus of attention at the moment from the bombers. Depth guard in the middle, again, butchered, just really putting their place here. Bucket ton of friendly fire coming in as well, but hey, they are getting rid of those pesky Night Goblins. I wonder if we're going to be able to get a single Fanatic twirl from them. Hopefully we can. They do look pretty awesome. On the left-hand side, the Squigs are starting to rampage through. The poor Scurvy Dogs never really stood much of a chance. You can see the Squigs are starting to come around for a big fat overload on the left-hand side. The Archer Corps is currently still alive, though I'm not sure they will be for much longer. They definitely need to focus down these bombers, otherwise they will run absolutely rampant in the mid to later stages of the battle, as the Depth Guard really do clear through the enemy. Now, one cool thing about Depth Guard is they do come with the hunger, so they will be regenerating whilst in melee combat, if you have a little look down here, and they will certainly be able to chew their way through many a goblin, but they're taking so much damage in the center. Now, Skarsnik gets hit by a Spearfisher's Net, pinning him in place, plus a taunt, and he is not loving this whatsoever. If Fermented Fungi might be able to get him back into it, and the Scurvy Dogs somehow come back into the fight. Only 18 models left, and they start chewing their way through archers, though the war is currently popped, and there is a central archer core still online. Fellbats closing in on all angles to shut them down, however. Elsewhere in the battle, nasty skulkers are stabbing and poking at the gaps in the armor of the depth guard. Some of them are starting to go down as well. The squigs have done a good job on this flank, rampaging through and overwhelming the enemy. The gunnery mobs as well do seem to be faltering, but will they lose their lord before they can, kind of this big right-hand assault can bear fruition? It actually looks like Skarsnik for now has been able to escape, but he is very far away from friends. Probably actually wants to loop up and left around here and try and find a way back to safety, because he certainly needs to. His archer corps getting ripped apart here by the bombers, who luckily have used up a large amount of their ammunition. Lamprey's Avenger healing up in the middle, and the Dirkit Squigs, as well as the other Squigs, are desperately trying to surround this vampire fleet captain of vampires and get her off the field. We don't want any more magic kind of poking holes in our glorious gobos. Dirkit Squigs currently vibing on the flanks, likewise are a load of Greenskin forces. They are now starting to be reactivated, which is good to see. They definitely need to move as swiftly as possible back to the battlefield, as Aranessa Sword Spike could be pinned in by nasty skulkers. They do, of course, have those smoke bombs, which can be pretty tasty. Now, the Nightgoblin Swig Hoppers, unfortunately, are being taunted into a fight they cannot win. We have some lovely spells going down here in the center as well, in the form of the Invocation of Heck, but also the Spite of the Bad Moon, as the Nightgoblin Swig Hoppers do move in to hand-to-hand combat. The Lamprey's Avenge just about holding on. Of course, they do have their invocations, going to be healing up quite nicely. More goblins are starting to pour into that central fight. Skarsnik pushing his people, whipping them into a blood war frenzy. Charge once more into the deep, dear friends. However, they're starting to break quite a lot. Lots of routes going down, lots of fear and terror in the army, of course, for the undead. We'd have more Night Goblins starting to pour in, but a lot of them are breaking, including the Night Goblin Swig Hoppers, and they're one of their biggest damage outputs. The central fight is going pretty well, I would say, for the Vampires, simply due to the fact Aranessa Sword Spite can vibe with the Lamprey's Revenge. They can kick it back and help protect each other. The Depth Guard, unfortunately, are starting to crumble into a small undead paste. Hellbats are up in the skies, helping protect the bombers, though the bombers do look like they're just about spent. It'll be good to see these guys chasing down routing troops. We can see that over on the left-hand side. Beautiful play here with the Fellbats. A little mishap with some Depth Guard who chased the enemy off and haven't come back yet, but I don't think they need to. The front line's going so well for VP right now, but this could be pretty bad, actually. Aranessa Sword Spike gets caught with a fermented fungi, and though she hasn't rampaged yet, that's negative 24 melee defense, and Skarsnik is wailing into her. She's kind of got very, very poor defense here, and is also rampaging once more. So kind of that fungi took a little while to get into her bloodstream, but eventually it did hop in. Aranessa comes in with some pretty cool attack animations. We also have Fellbats messing up the camera and charging, looking to break off the green boys. We have some fanatics twirling their way through the gunnery mob, which is good to see. Does some okay damage, but the goblins do break, and the army losses isn't going to be too far away, I don't think. Balance power is pushing more and more in favor as the Greenskins just continuously rout over and over again from the central core. The characters alongside the Lamprey's Revenge just seem a little bit too tough. However, this fight is not over yet. We have a load of Night Goblin archers who can indeed return. The Greenskins continue to rally their forces and protect their archers where possible. Skarsnik's giving it his best. He's like, lads, please get back here. I can't take on the undeadly horrors alone. I need some friends. He even does actually yell, get back here, and pop some tricksy traps to try to inspire the lads. Aranessa Sword Spike does have all hands ahoy popped on her. She's doing okay, though, up to about half HP right now, which certainly isn't too shabby this late into the game. Nightgoblin and Swig Hoppers are able to overwhelm the gunnery mobs. Bellbats, though, are chasing away a lot of the other utility units that the Greenskins have on offer. And look at this big rout. Just all these troops fleeing for their life. Skarsnik dares not turn and face Aranessa Sword Spite. There's the Lamprey's Revenge nearby, plus a big flying corps. And look who it is coming over the hill. Is it a monster? Yes, it is. It is the Depth Guard. Up to 146 kills will be charging in. Now, Skarsnik gets pinned in. Spearfish net goes down. Lovely counterplay by the Greenskin player, though. Moves full of his nasty skulkers and pops a smoke bomb to slow down the enemy and hopefully allows Skarsnik to, survive a little bit. He does come in as well with a fermented fungi. We do have the luck pop to help protect. And we have a bit of an epic duel. It's now or never really for the Greenskins. They have to kill Aranessa here, but the Depth Guard are just charging it in. And I think with their support, Aranessa shouldn't have too much problem. Oh my god, that's such a sick animation. As she comes flying in, looking to bring death to all goblin kind. And the Greenskins, seeing Skarsnik get his butt absolutely handed to them, they're a rather fragile race indeed, and they break and flee. It shall be a Pyrrhic victory for the Vampire Coast. I think a pretty solid victory. They seem to be relatively in control for large portions of the battle. Early on, though, Dylan, lovely flank overload with the Squig Hoppers, but they couldn't then get into the main fight after that quick enough to affect the greater outcome, and they also help protect the archers, who were so pivotal to this Greenskin build. GG's, well played to both players. a no caster build as well from the greenies, but I think both players, I don't know if these guys know each other, both going pretty meme heavy with the full gobbo build and the depth guard rush. Certainly some legendary stuff. Now, I'm sure there's going to be some crazy damage dealt and damage value across all of these units, particularly interested to delve into all these depth guard. But before we get there, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a big thumbs up, subscribe, and comment down below what you thought of the battle. Also, bucket ton of links in the description, Twitch, Patreon, Discord, all the goodies there. Also, I believe Horny for Jesus, which is a pretty epic name, is its current year, who is a fantastic YouTuber himself. Definitely feel free to go check him out. He does a load of Total War Warhammer content. So, well played to both these guys. Once again, very awesome stuff. So let's delve into it. Araness Assault Spite, 32 kills, 543 damage value, which is, okay, a little bit disappointing, but she did push Skarsnik away, attack him, drive him back from the battlefield. Pretty decent uses of her net as well, and though she got caught a couple of times by the fermented fungi, that luck also popped in and helped save her. The Vampire Fleet Captain of Vampires, 614 damage value and 32 kills, certainly ain't shabby. And for the Depth Guard, 23, 88, 104 and 147 kills. Did they pay for themselves? It doesn't look likely. 460 damage value, 368, 712 and 926 have been the standout there. Those gobbos simply overwhelmed the majority of them. Zombie Pirate Gunnery Mobs, 126 value on them. Fellbats didn't do anything too crazy. 94 kills and 420 value, those pretty damn good. Scurvy Dogs, 359 and 178 damage value, getting shut down pretty early by some pretty unfortunate Vanguard play. As for the Bombers, so good in this matchup. Look at this, 60, 154, 110 kills, big numbers. 655, 1038, and 777 damage value. Not bad considering they took away arguably the most crucial element of this greenskin build, the archers. And without the archers, the Lamprey's Revenge simply caused havoc. 1.7k damage value, 177 kills, 13k damage dealt, and basically full health at the end. For Dylan, Skarsnik, 686 damage value, trying his little gobbo heart out. The Nasty Skulkers, quite a nice pick. I actually like Skulkers quite a bit. Coming in with 33, 22, 31, 35, and 3 kills. 600 damage value, 600 damage value, 600 damage value, 67 unfortunately, and 129. So okay across the board. For the Night Goblin Fanatics, we got 652, 133, 268, 98, and 435 damage value for those bad boys. And for the Night Goblin Archers, 132, 436, 659, and 453 damage value, with no not huge kills, mainly just trying to save their own skins and take down those bombers. I love the Swig Rush. I think Swigs are really fun units. I even love their unit cards as well. 15, 64, 37, 58, and 49 kills. 300 value, 430, 260, 798, and 1096 from the Regiment of Renown, Durkit's Squigs. Very good work, very good play, but alas, it was not quite enough for the Greenskin Tide, and it is the mighty power of the Vampire Coast and Jeebus who does claim victory. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Until next time, peace, peace, and as always, stay awesome.